Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. My name is Osandra, but you can call me Wordy Girl, and you're tuned in to the Just Do Stuff podcast. Guess what? Today is my birthday. On this episode, you'll find out a bit about who I am, what I do, and why I decided to start a podcast. We'll also go over some of my hot takes and play a fun little game that you can join in on too. So, what are we waiting for? It's time to just do stuff. Alrighty, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Osandra, but you can call me Wordy Girl. And we can start there, actually. I am Osandra White. I am a Jill of all trades, as I like to say, which basically means I do too much stuff. I love all things creative. And online, I'm known as Wordy Girl. You might wonder why I call myself Wordy Girl. Well, I've told some people, but I will tell you guys too. So basically, when I was younger, there was a show that used to come on PBS Kids called Word Girl. And it was about a fun superhero girl who would transform into a superhero, but she would be a regular, ordinary person in any other time. But when something happens, she will turn into a superhero and she will basically fight crime with words. That's kind of not exactly accurate because she actually did have superpowers. She could fly. She had super strength. She had a sidekick named Captain Huggy Face, who was a little monkey. So, it was very fun, but it would be like, there were opportunities for a big word to come up, and then the villain's like, what does that mean? And she will define the word. Or a civilian would wonder what a word means, and she would define the word. So that's why she was called Word Girl. I related a lot to the character because she was very much my style. She loved words, and a lot of the aspects of her were very similar to me. So I just really loved the show very much, and that's why I wanted my name online to be Word Girl in some online spaces, but usually Word Girl was taken, obviously. Probably not just due to the fact that it was a show, but just because Word Girl is a typical thing to have, especially as an online username. So to combat that, I decided not to spell it with 0 or put a number at the end because I thought that was kind of annoying. I just decided to put an I in the middle. Word I Girl. But it's pronounced Wordy Girl because I just thought that would be kind of cool, the I in the middle. Wordy Girl with a Y is also kind of common because that's how you really spell the word wordy. Wordy. But I just thought that the I was cute, and I did that, and usually that name is not taken online anywhere. So I am called Wordy Girl online in most places. Now there are some places that I'm called things like the Peculiar Jeweler, which was because when I was kind of starting out, I was trying to, I did other stuff online too, but I was trying to keep everything separate. So I was like, okay, I'm using this account to sell my jewelry. So I'm going to be the Peculiar Jeweler, which is quite a tongue twister. But in retrospect, I should have streamlined everything to one name because it's kind of difficult to find me unless you just Google my actual name, Osandra, which is quite uncommon. And therefore, I automatically will come up if you search it because I don't really know that many other people named that. In fact, to tell the truth, I don't know anybody else named that. Not to say that there's nobody named that, but it's not the most common name in the world, I'm sure. But yeah, I've also told people this. My real name, Osandra, is Ossandra. So it's basically like Cassandra with an O. And that's where my name came from. My dad's name starts with an O. And my mom's name is Cassandra. So he put them together and said Osandra. And that's me. Very unique. Some people say, okay, is that an African name? Is that an Arabic name? They don't really know what it is. But yes, it basically is a combination of a lot of different things. Since Cassandra is Greek and well, my dad's name is Osi, which is a whole thing already, because it's spelled like Aussie but pronounced like Osi. And that has different origins as well. And then I've got some Australian kind of thing where people are like, okay, Aussie, is that like Australian? So yeah, I don't know. It's a combination of a lot of stuff. And I guess that fits because I'm a combination of a lot of stuff. So anyways, that's a little bit of history about my name, both my real name and my username. So here are some fun facts about me. Most people who know me knows my favorite color is red. Second favorite color is green. Therefore, a lot of times when I'm wearing red and green out in the public, people think I look like Christmas all year round. Just the other day, a lot of people were like, oh, I thought it was Christmas when they saw me, and that's hilarious. Like, I was wearing green, so people were like St. Patrick's Day, but then I was cold, so I put on my hat. I have like a red deerstalker hat, like a lumberjack style hat. And I had red fingerless gloves, and I had red leg warmers and my red boots on. And people saw the red with the green, and then they said, okay, this is not St. Patrick's Day now, this is Christmas. And I'm like, well, I guess you could say that. But yeah, I just love red and green. Coincidentally, it's Christmas colors, but I don't care about being called Christmas. I just adore those colors. Now, red, I think one of the reasons why my favorite color is red is because I guess I just love the look of it. And I also love that it's like the color of love, stereotypically. And green is just nice. I just like, nature, plants, and it's not necessarily that the red and green together are my favorite. It's just that red by itself is my favorite and green by itself is my favorite also. But they do complement each other. But I do like other combos. Like, I love certain shades of green and blue together. They look nice. I love certain shades of red and purple together. They look nice. I love certain shades of purple and blue together. They look nice. So my favorite, my 5 favorite colors would be red first, then green, then certain shades of blue, certain shades of purple, and, well, that's just 4. All the other colors probably are kind of tied. Yeah, my favorite 4 colors are red, green, blue, and purple, but they have to be the right shades. I do like burgundy, but my favorite red is like candy apple red. I like the sky blue or cobalt blue. There's lots of different shades of blue, but also what it's paired with makes me like, okay, I wanted to change to that color. And yeah, this is weird. Talk about colors, but that's how I am. All right, let's skip. Next, my favorite number is 2. My favorite number is 2. I just like the number 2 for whatever reason. When I was little, I also liked to write the number 2, and I write my number 2s with a little curly loop at the bottom of it. So it's like the swan neck goes up and then down, and then instead of going straight to the back, I do a little loop first and then go to the back. And that was something that I would always draw my number twos like that. And I guess that was like, I liked how that looked. Another reason why is maybe because the love thing, like two as a pair, as a couple, I don't know. But yeah, I was very weird. These favorites of mine were set at an early age and they have persisted. It's funny to see how your mind evolves and changes over time, but also to see the things that stay the same over time. And they are like a solid fixture of who you are. That's just fascinating to me. Next, my favorite food. Now, for the longest, I would say my favorite food is pizza, but to tell the truth, I feel like pizza and tacos are both tied. But it depends on what kind of pizza. Like plain pepperoni pizza is okay, but if I had to choose between plain pepperoni pizza and tacos, I would choose the tacos because I like pizza that has lots of toppings on it, that is very flavorful. Fun fact, I have never tried anchovies, but I feel like I won't like them, but I shouldn't knock it until I try it, so maybe I should try it one day. I hope that if I do try it, they are good, or I am able to just say, you know what, I'm not doing that again. Interaction time. If you have tried anchovies on pizza or otherwise, please do let me know. Also, hot take, I like barbecue chicken pizza, which I hear some people think is disgusting for some reason. I also like pineapples on pizza, which some people do not like. You can go to wordygirl.com/podcast and you can fill out the little form and tell me stuff. Or you can just send me an email or message me anywhere or comment on this podcast wherever you're listening to it. I'm also trying to expand the podcast, so I'm trying to get on all the podcatchers. And if you don't hear me on your podcatcher, please do let me know which one you're listening to, and I'm going to try to get over there. Now, yes, people have said Apple Podcasts. I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, I do not have a good experience with Apple. I have never owned Apple products. I tried to contact Apple support. I tried to make an account. There was so much going on. I finally made an account. I contacted Apple support. Still, it was a glitch. And then I got in finally. And then they said, you have to authorize your account or something. And I'm like, I did the thing already. So I have to contact support again. I did have a call scheduled or something, but something came up and I was not able to make that call. But hopefully, I will be on Apple Podcasts soon. Please stay tuned. So if that's what you were going to suggest, no need to waste time suggesting that because I already know that and I'm already working on it. But if you have any other podcatchers that you do not hear me on yet that you want me to be on, please do feel free to let me know. I appreciate it. Back to the favorites. A lot of people say, what is your favorite, creative thing to do? Because my hobbies, I have so many hobbies and I love all the creative things. I love art. And that's, even in art, there's lots of different mediums. There's photography, which I love. There's painting, there's drawing, and there's sculpting. There's so many things. And then you can also go over and say, music is art. And jewelry is art, and everything is art. And that's what I said. I love all things creative. I do. So it's hard for me to choose which one is my favorite. A lot of people think, writing must be your favorite because I do a lot of writing. Yes, I do love writing. I can't say that it's my favorite over anything else though, because I also enjoy other things. In the photography realm, I adore taking pictures of moons. I love moon shots. They are so beautiful. And my camera, thankfully, has an awesome zoom where you can see the craters and everything in the moon. I love when there's clouds over the moon or clouds around the moon. I love when there are clouds just in the fluffy clouds in the blue sky. That's like one of my favorites as well. I love when there's a little bit of sun leaking in. I love shots through the leaves of trees when the sun is just shining through them. There's so many things in photography that I love, and it's like, if I'm going to say, I was going to say within photography, my favorite, and now I realize that I don't really have a favorite there either. I would say moonshots are my favorite, but I do love daytime shots as well. And I really love macro photography, where you just zoom into little things, like a flower growing out of the ground, or even like a dandelion growing out of a sidewalk crack, or like a leaf just on the concrete. And I just love to take pictures like that. And a lot of times I also like to zoom in so much that people don't even know where I took the picture. If you don't know, I live in Detroit, which is quite a city. And a lot of times I'm able to take pictures that look so wild that you would not know they were like in a McDonald's drive-through. Like there's a McDonald's that had some plants that were reminiscent of like wheat. And the way the wind was blowing, and I zoomed in and I took a picture of it. You did not see McDonald's anywhere. It's just like grass, and then there's the little plants and they're swaying. And it's like, wow, that looks like you're in a field. It's like, nope. So I feel like the challenge of trying to get these pictures beautiful and cropped and exactly the way you want is really cool. But I also don't really do much editing after the fact. A lot of times I do adjust maybe the lens. I adjust some filters while I'm taking the picture. I also zoom in to crop the picture before I take it. But I do edit sometimes after the fact, but most of the time, the pictures that I show are unedited. And I just like that. A lot of times, really, it's because I don't really have time to edit them, but I just like the fact that I don't feel like I need to edit them, because the way they come out, I'm quite proud. Yeah, so that's about photography, I guess. Also, I did mention jewelry making. I mentioned the peculiar jeweler. And so I basically used to make jewelry ever since I was like 14. It probably before that, actually. I love jewelry so much, but for one, I have sensitive skin and my ears are not pierced, fun fact. So I could not wear regular earrings. So what I did was I made myself some clip-on earrings. I used to go to like resale shops and find clip-on earrings to buy, but I said, you know what? I can make these. So I started making them, and when I made them, then people, whether their ears were pierced or not, would see my jewelry and say, "Hey, those are cool. Where'd you get those from? I want some." And then I would say, "Well, I made it." And they would be like, "You did? Can you make me some?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I can make jewelry for people with their ears pierced and for people with their ears unpierced. I can also make bracelets, necklaces. I make things for men, women, children, for every person. There's so many different things I make. And if you have an idea of something that you would like me to try to make, then a lot of times I can do it. So that kind of was my peculiar jeweler side of the business. But yeah, as a Jill of all trades, I do too much stuff. And I'm sure that I could be going on forever in this podcast and not cover all the stuff. So guys, it is my birthday today. Fun fact, again, a lot of people do not think I'm as old as I am. Funny that a lot of times when I was 18, people still thought I was 12. And now people think I'm still 14, 16, 18. Funny thing is, I'm actually 27 today. which is very weird to me, but I am thankful to God for another year. There has been a lot going on, and there, ups and downs and everything, but I am grateful for this time and just to see this day. Another fun fact is my birthday is on March 13th, which sometimes falls on a Friday, but I'm not superstitious. Also, fun fact, March 13th is 313, and I didn't notice until very late, but 313, if you don't know, is the area code of Detroit. So somebody else actually told me, like, oh, 313, and I'm like, oh yeah, wow, I didn't notice that my birthday was basically 313. So if you guys are not in Detroit or don't understand what I'm saying, it's okay. It's a Detroit thing. So today is my birthday, and it is also the last day to support my Kickstarter project, The New Agent Manual. The New Agent Manual is a fun solo RPG zine that you can play on your own time in your own space. There are so many add-ons that you can have. You can get Will-O-Wisp merch, you can get dice, you can get everything. Just please do check out the New Agent Manual. You can go to wordygirl.com and it should still be pinned there if the Kickstarter is still going on when you check. It should be today if you're listening to it on 313, as I said. But yes, it is supposed to end at 11:59 p.m. tonight, so currently, at the time of recording this, I believe we are a third of the way to the goal, which is good progress. I am not certain we're going to fully meet our goal, but I am not going to rule it out. I am not giving up. I do know anything is possible. And with your ever so generous and gracious support, I appreciate you all for what you've already contributed, and I appreciate you guys for sharing and for liking and for following and for watching the funny video and everything like that. So, if I come away with nothing else, I will come away with grateful lessons and a grateful heart to all of the people who at least showed that they did want to support the project. But as I say time and time again, this is one of the reasons why I was too scared to do Kickstarter the last time, because I know that even if you make like $1,000 on Kickstarter, if the goal is above $1,000, you don't get to keep any of that money. And so that's if I don't make the goal today, I will not get to keep any of the money that was raised. Everyone will be refunded. So I would really appreciate if the goal was met, but if not, I have valuable lessons. I have warm sentiment that people wanted to support. This honestly got more traction than I thought it would. And last year I said I was not going to do Kickstarter, but I did make the zine U4G07, which is Elite Speak for You Forgot. And yeah, that is actually one of the add-ons that you can get to the New Agent Manual if you back the Kickstarter today only. But I decided, like, no, I'm just going to do it as a pre-order on my Ko-fi page or whatever. And I only got 3 supporters, unfortunately. I am grateful for those 3 supporters, but it did not get a lot of traction at all. And the thing is, Kickstarter is driven by urgency, and it's driven by a goal that you have to meet. And if you don't meet it, then nobody will get the perks that they want, and the creator won't get the money, which can be a good and a bad thing. In this case, it's usually a good thing because it really gets results. But it also can be a problematic thing when it doesn't get enough results, which if like I said, if my project does not get enough results today by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, then that's it, unfortunately. But yes, thank you guys so much for the support you've shown so far. I appreciate you all. Much love. But if you do want to increase your goal or share it one more time or make a pledge if you haven't, please do. It would be very appreciated. And it would be a very miraculous miracle birthday gift for me if this project did become fully funded. Yeah, because I, for one, have been laid off my job. I've been trying to search for things. I've been trying to get into maybe doing something else. I tried to do, my creative endeavors full time last time I got laid off. It unfortunately wasn't lucrative enough. I've been trying. People are like, stream every day. I'm like, okay, but if I do, a lot of times I do not get paid a lot. A fun fact, Twitch will only pay out when you make $50. And I've not really gotten probably more than 3 payouts in a year. Probably just 2 payouts last year. And that's because even if I stream every single day, if I don't have enough viewers, it's not going to count. Also, whenever it plays ads, it just gives me pennies on the dollar. The most money that I get is from subscribers who actually pay and subscribe to my channel so they don't have to see ads. But some people use ad blockers and they don't want to subscribe or they can't subscribe. So yeah, streaming every day is not enough to make my mortgage. It's not enough to pay my bills. It's not enough to do anything. I still try to stream because I do appreciate the community and I want to help people out and I want to, have a good time and hang out with the people who like to hang out with me. But if I am streaming all day, 24/7, 365, and not really making money, unfortunately, that's not wise. I need to find something else that I can do in that time to make money and still try to stream when I can, but that can't be my only endeavor. So I've been looking into all kinds of things. I've been trying to better myself professionally as I don't have a degree, so I have to try to take classes and get certifications so that I can be more on paper capable of, accomplishing tasks and stuff like that. This job market is very hectic right now, and it's hard for a lot of people, and a lot of people are getting laid off. And I just pray for each and every person who's been affected by these layoffs or have been searching for jobs and all that stuff. It's very difficult. I know it's very difficult, and I am sending all the prayers, love, and hugs to everyone that is in this kind of situation because it's not fun. But yeah, I'm trying to do what I can. I'm trying to be a Jill of all trades. I'm trying to do as much freelancing on the side as I can. I'm trying to promote myself more. I finally tried to debut my podcast. So I'm just trying all the things, as the podcast says, just do stuff. I'm just doing stuff. I'm trying to see what I can make, how much I can make from this. It hasn't proven very lucrative so far, but I'm just going to keep praying and keep going and keep trying to do what I can. I think that's enough about me, even though this episode is all about me. Now it's time for a game, and I recommend that you get a pencil, paper, notebook, or maybe just your phone or whatever you use to keep track of things that you do. The game is not going to be too complicated, but you will have to collect things. And I just want you to be able to keep track of what you have so that at the end of the game, we can see if you won or if you lost or if something else happened. So, this is a fantastical little game in a fairyland. Once upon a time, you were a weary traveler walking through the forest, trying to get from one place to another. The trees began to seem as if they were repeating. The sun began to feel as if it weren't moving. You began to think that you were in a strange realm, and just as you thought so, something appeared before you. It was a little fairy girl with bright eyes and a very mischievous smile. "This is a forest in which you must pass a test before you can leave," she said. Before you could ask any questions, she continued, "You will come across 3 trees. At the bottom of each will be 2 treasure chests. You are allowed to take one or the other at each tree, but do not pick up both. At the end of these 3 tests, you will see a butterfly, and that butterfly will guide you to where you belong." Guide me to where I belong? You start to think. What is that supposed to mean? Before you could ask the question aloud, you blinked and the fairy girl was gone. Very intrigued and a bit unnerved, you decide to proceed forward into the forest. At the first tree you come upon, you're quite sure this is what the fairy girl was talking about. There is a red treasure chest and an orange treasure chest sitting at the base of a very tall oak. Now, here's where you can participate. If you grab the red treasure chest, write down that you did so. If you grab the orange treasure chest, write down that you did so. But if you grab both treasure chests, they will both turn gold and merge into one. Write this down if that's what you did. Or if you decide to leave the whole business alone, just keep walking, and write down that you did not pick up any treasure chests at this point. You do what you do, or you don't do what you don't do, and you continue along in the forest. You soon find yourself at the base of a tall, tall pine tree, staring at 2 more treasure chests. One is yellow, and one is green. Once again, you can write down the color of the one that you picked up, or you can write down that you did not pick either one of them up. Or you can write down that you picked up both of them, and if you did, they both turn gold and merge into one. Quite satisfied with whatever you chose to do, you continue along. This time, it takes quite a while for you to reach the next point, but you see it in the distance. It's a weeping willow with a blue treasure chest and a purple treasure chest at its base. Once again, write down the color of the treasure chest that you picked up, or write down that you didn't pick anything up. But if you decide to be a little stubborn and pick up both of the treasure chests, they turn gold and merge together, just like the other ones would have. After this, you step not more than 5 steps, and suddenly you're not in the forest anymore. You're in a meadow, and you see a gentle butterfly fluttering before your face. If you have any gold treasure chests, the butterfly will be gold before you. If you have no treasure chests, the butterfly will have transparent wings. Whatever color treasure chests you have are the color of the butterfly's wings. Now, if you have a gold treasure chest and you follow the gold butterfly, here is your fate. You follow the gold butterfly and you are quite happy with yourself. But soon, it seems that you've only gone around in circles. The sun appears to be standing still, and time seems to be passing, but not. You wonder what is going on, but you continue to follow the golden butterfly nevertheless. After walking for what seems like hours, you realize that you are beginning to grow older. Time is seeming to pass, even though it doesn't seem that time has passed so quickly. Your clothes have become weathered. Your hair has grown long. Your hands have grown wrinkly. But you continue to walk forward under the steel sun, following the golden butterfly. The butterfly was supposed to lead you to where you belong. Well, perhaps this is it, wherever this is. If you picked up no treasure chests, you will follow the butterfly with the transparent wings and almost immediately make it to your destination. You will thank the butterfly and carry on about your business, but you have nothing from the forest because you didn't take any of the treasure chests. Now, if you only took a maximum of 1 treasure chest at each tree, you will follow the butterfly of the color of whatever chests you took, and it will lead you home too. When you get into your house, you will sit down and you will decide to open the loot that you have collected on your way through the forest. Now you can look back at the colored treasure chests that you picked up, and it will let you know what you had. If you picked up the red treasure chest, you will find 100 gold coins. If you picked up the orange treasure chest, you will find a collection of 7 rubies. If you picked up the yellow treasure chest, you will find a cute animal companion looking up at you. If you took the green treasure chest, you will find an abundance of seeds that you can plant in your garden to grow all sorts of wonderful vegetation that will help to feed you and beautify your land. If you picked up the blue treasure chest, you will find a special glowing necklace that when worn will grant you incredible powers. If you picked up the purple treasure chest, you will find a map that will lead to another treasure somewhere, some other time. Now, how did you do in that game? Feel free to let me know by commenting on wherever you listen to this podcast or going to wordygirl.com/podcast and letting me know through that form. So, this was quite the episode. I hope you enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about me, and I hope you enjoyed that little choose game. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all so much. And if you listen to the whole episode, as always, feel free to contact me and let me know, and you can win a special prize. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you spending my birthday with me. That's all for this episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to find out more about me or the show, head over to thejustdostuffpodcast.com. This is your host, Osandra, also known as Wordy Girl, signing off. God bless, much success, and remember to just do stuff.